Good afternoon and welcome to your weekly current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Ego Sagbolao. I apologize, starting the program slightly behind schedule, but we're glad that we are fully set to dissect another national topical issue. And I know that you are also there being a part of the program. We have in the studio a highly respected clergyman and a social commentator, a man who comments on national issues, Archbishop Fred Agedo. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we also have with us another clergyman, is also a commentator of repute, Dr. Emeka Ekuga. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you, Abulaho.
Okay, we have a legal practitioner, a professor of law with us today, a regular analyst on the show, Professor Job Odion. Nice to have you with us today.
Good afternoon.
Okay, and we're going to start with Professor Job Odion on the program because he belongs to ASU. ASU is the body, the Academic Staff Union of universities. They're in charge of lecturers as we speak. They've been on strike for about 7 months, and we understand that so many lecturers have left the shores of this country. So you can understand what informed the topic that we have today. The topic is brain drain and national development. Now, what is brain drain? Simply put, brain drain is the emigration of highly trained or qualified people from a particular country. In another definition, if you now want to look at sector by sector or profession by profession, before now we talk about health workers. Brain drain is defined as the migration of health personnel in search of the better standard of living and quality of life, higher salaries, access to advanced technology, and more stable political conditions in different places worldwide. As we speak, about 600 medical personnel from the records we have left Nigeria. We understand that very many skilled professionals have left for the UK. We're talking about lecturers and other skilled professionals. Now, these persons are supposed to contribute to the development of the country. How do we survive? How will Nigeria cope with this brain drain? Can Nigeria's development be guaranteed if this trend remains abated? Professor Job Odion is a legal practitioner, and he will be commenting on this.
Thank you very much, Amanda.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And my colleagues on the table for this discussion. Now, well, thank you for your intro and the definition.
Yes.
Of course, you know that the whole concept is brain, intellectual drain, as it were.
Yes.
But in setting the tone for discussion, I want to broaden that definition.
Yes.
I don't want to limit it to just the skilled personnel,
okay,
or just professionals,
yes,
or academicians,
yes,
or lecturers.
Okay.
I know that when we talk about brain drain, we are alarmed now because of the movement or the immigration of doctors, the health workers who we know are already trained, they are skilled, probably the best hands we have in the health sector are moving. Then we'll come to the lecturing aspect because of the topsy-turvy in the academic cycle in universities. A lot of my colleagues, mostly the younger ones that we have just trained, those who have gotten a PhD, which is the pinnacle of your academic qualification to be a lecturer and to advance to the highest level. So when they get it, they are leaving. So it's becoming alarming. But in setting the tone for this conversation more holistic, I want to say that brain drain is just a question of the movement of your intellect, not just the mental intellect, even your handicraft. When artisans leave, the best artisans we have, when they are leaving, it's also brain drain. When our best footballers are leaving the country in search of bigger clubs, it's brain drain. You go to the mechanic workshop, you don't see anybody learning panel beating, learning vulcanizing. The young ones are not keen because they want to travel out. Our women into hairdressing, into textile, fashion designing, and they're also leaving because they earn more. Even our barbers, You can do a haircut in the US now for $100. You know what that means? You convert that. So the man who is very good in barbing will run away, first because there's insecurity in the country. We don't value their skill. We don't want to pay much for their skill. There's a lot of challenges here. So the man lives and earns so much over there. So they are all living in droves. Even the best drivers are living in droves. The best. So even I'm sure some clergymen will be living to open their churches.
They have a call. They call it calling.
According to South God, you can South God anywhere. so globally, setting a tone, since you're wanting to, I think the whole brain drain is holistic, affects every sector. Yeah. But I know, and it is, quite frightening. But I know we will now narrow down on those who we have spent money to train, who went through the formal training. So we'll come back to the doctors, the health workers, our engineers, our scientists, and then our lecturers, our researchers. Now, why it's more painful for us in the academics, narrow it down to my feedback. You see, with the 7 months ASO strike and the imbroglio we are facing now, you see that most of our young colleagues, I call them young in context, those who have just gotten their PhD and some who are about to round up their PhD, who have the potential of developing further our academic cycle, who we think will be replacing us as we edge to retirement age, they are leaving to other universities, not even to Europe or Asia. Some just our neighboring countries here, Ghana, Benin, and even South Africa, because of the condition of service there. The emoluments, the environment. They are paid something that is commensurate with the effort they put in. Somebody trains from primary, secondary, university, and the university has 3 degrees, and there is teaching, is doing research work, especially those in the sciences, where the research work is made up of a lot of investment, reagents. They work with a lot of things that are cost intensive. They don't have it here. So you can't even be the best engineer if you want to be your best. People accuse lecturers of not doing research or not being innovative. Discover cure for this, discover cure for that. When we talk about the COVID, so why did our scientists not come with the cure for COVID or the vaccine as it were? Well, you ask, where are the materials to do that? Where are the equipment? So you can have all this theoretical knowledge, you can have all the book work, but you don't have the materials to come up with something concrete. And so when they leave and go over there, they excel. The best neurosurgeons in Nigeria, the best pharmacologists in Nigeria, they leave here, they go and excel over there. And even the other field, Nigeria has just been appointed to the cabinet of the Prime Minister in UK. And the other Joe Biden had about 3 or 4 Nigerians in his cabinet. So Nigerians are very, very, industrious. They are very, very intellectually gifted. They are strong. We are hardworking and all that. But when the environment does not encourage us in whatever field we find ourselves, you want to go elsewhere where you'll be valued, where your exploits will be tangible and the price tag. So that is where the whole brain drain comes about. And if we don't address the issue now that it's still very, very festering, you can be sure that we're going to go back to what we found ourselves in the 80s. Remember in the 80s with the Andrew checking out scenario and all that. We had that in the 80s during the SAP, not really SAP, the austerity measures of the then, the same man then, most unfortunately. The same man was still at the standard. When we had that issue, I was still in secondary school, we had the Andrew checking out the actor who had passed on now and all that. So that is where we are now. And in the health sector, it's more frightening. Yes. If you go to the health sector, maybe you go to, I don't want to mention any names, you see this doctor today, a consultant, and he gives you some medical tests to go and run. So you go and run this test and all that, maybe malaria test, what have you, come back. But then you come back in the next day or 2, so you're asking for Dr. Abu. Dr. Abu, it's not on seat. Dr. Abu is not on seat. Dr. Abu is not on seat means the brother has left.
You're stubborn now.
They may never tell you the truth. You he's not on seat. But Dr. Abu is probably somewhere in UAE or Saudi Arabia or US where they value them immensely. So, and nobody's...
The language you're using, Professor, seems to be very frightening. You use the word where they value them. Are you saying
naturally, that is true.
People are leaving Nigeria because they are not valued?
But that is the truth. We don't have to bend these issues now. It's poignant, straightforward. If we value education, why are we on strike for 7 months? Yes. We value education, why are we paying academicians, lecturers so peacefully?
The strike of lecturers, is it not that they've not been able to yield to the demand of the federal government? For instance, we understand that federal government say no work, no pay. Sure, that is the lingering aspect.
No. Without going to details of discussion, that is what I would call constructive. I don't use the word cheap because I respect government. I feel constructive blackmail really. That is just by the side, you know. It's blackmail of the highest order. Because normally when we have the kind of industrial actions and we have all this festering strike, which is forced by government. Don't forget, you know when you what I call a force majeure, when you breach agreements and the workers say we cannot continue. I don't use this as an example. I imagine if you don't have cameras to work, if you stay at home, nobody say you're on strike now. Because how do you work? We are saying give us materials to work, make our universities functional. If you cannot provide this, there's no way we can teach. One of the producing doctors that have not seen stethoscope and the rest, engineers that have not seen the best ICT in engineering. So we keep bringing engineers who are not hardworking. They come to your ITV. You have to start, you all graduate. Just they cannot do anything. An engineer cannot determine where a crankshaft is in the engine, but it's a mechanical engineer. You don't know what a crankshaft because you have not seen one. So we don't want that. So that is what we are saying as intellectuals. We cannot keep. So the major thing we ask for, the salary thing is secondary. Salary thing comes after you have settled everything. Because we're on strike, don't victimize us. Normally, you don't victimize the worker on strike. So victimization means even if you know the law says, you say the law says no work, no pay. When you invoke the law in a situation where there's hostility, it's victimization. Okay. Just the way you can also, why, okay, the law says if you're on strike, you can also start to sack me and employ other people, as they often threaten most of them. But you don't do that. So you can threaten me with sack, you can threaten me with no work, no pay. But for us, it amounts to victimization. And when we are settling a dispute, when we have a collective agreement, it will be there. So that would have been the last stage of our settlement with federal government if all the other things have been met. You get the point. But because they don't have the means to settle other demands of the union, they lashed on that one to blackmail us before the public, make us look as if everything is about our pocket.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Well, that is on this.
We'll come back to you, very elaborate. Dr. Meka Ikuga, our clergymen planning to go. I know I'm sure we'll talk more about but
the way doctor is dressed, are you sure he's not heading to the embassy once he lives here?
Maybe when next I extend invitation to the doctor, the doctor is sort of sick.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe in the UK. Because we understand that so many Nigerians are actually immigrating to the UK now. You know, some go for masters and they have opportunity to work and things like that. You know, so what's your take on this brain drain and its impact on national development?
Well, it's very disturbing.
Okay.
I was almost thinking in this direction, if it were possible for even the clergymen to migrate to another country. But because it's a calling, you said it all before.
Yeah.
It's a calling. God sent us to this nation. Even one of it is for this purpose, that we might be able to talk and the people will hear. And let me quickly come into this area. What is the essence of leaving your country to another country if your country has what it takes to sustain you? Security-wise, balanced economy, education-wise, health-wise. If you look at it very well, you discover that the problem of the citizens, particularly in Nigeria, trained ones, qualified ones, leaving this country, our nation, Nigeria, to other countries like the USA, the UN, and what have you, is very simple. Because the government in question has failed the nation, Nigeria. That is just the basic truth. If things are working out well, you will not see this qualified, well-qualified personnel leaving this nation to another country. You won't see it. It's because the government were unable to put things right. They were unable to secure the life and properties of their citizens. They are unable to present, make sure the people that are working for the nation to survive has food on their table. Last time we came here, we talked about food insecurity. And you discovered, how did we get to this? You find out that the farmers are unable, because when you talk about the mechanics, the the artisans or whatever leaving the country is because they want where they are being valued.
Yes.
They want where they are being recognized. And the farmers too are also leaving.
Okay.
The farmers are also leaving. And why are they leaving is because right in their farm, they cannot be able to go there and farm. They cannot be able to harvest what they planted. And the reason is because of insecurity. The reason is because of the government has not been able to protect them even when they go to their farm. So the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I must go direct to this. The APC government in Nigeria today, the leadership of APC in Nigeria today has failed the nation woefully because they are unable to provide what it takes to allow these people that are well-trained, qualified personalities to remain in the nation and give their best for the nation to progress. And let me also say this. When you are not being given an opportunity to do what you know how to do it, there is no way you can deliver. There is no way you can deliver. You will look for a place you will be able to give your best and be taken care of. You will be paid. Like Prof talk about the ASU. Whether you like it or not, I work to earn for a living. When you work, you'll be paid for. And you don't give me opportunity to work. You are not also paying me. How would you want me to stay in the same country with you? That is the major reason why you see them living every day and night. People are dying every day for starvation. I went to the mechanic workshop before I came to this place. I bought a water. And the woman said, 200 naira. This bottle, little bottle water. I said, I shocked at the first time. I said, why? He said, the thing don't add money.
You don't got 150 again.
Are you getting it? I was in the spare parts market the other day to purchase, what do you call it? This starting knock.
Okay, starting lock.
Starting knock. Starting a box.
Yeah, to protect.
That helps starting not to be stiff.
Okay.
My brother, when I got there, I almost cried and returned back. What we bought years back at the cost of 7,000, 8,000, 70,000. 70,000. And that is the 70. And that depends on the car, the type of motor you are using. Or you are driving. There are some of the cars, if you go there buying the same thing, you are talking about 200, 250.
Yeah. You are talking about steering box and
steering box. Before you now buy the pump.
The steering pump.
The pump of about 3,000 is 30,000. Now what are we talking about? Inflation is too high. And there are people in this nation that are not able to meet up to this. And what do you expect of them? They can even follow road. That's why you see them follow the sea from Libya. And then we said our people are dying. The government are unable to do what they ought to do. And that is the right. That is why you see people leaving the country. Let's not focus it on people that are well qualified. You are important in any area you are. I'm qualified in my office. If I'm not called, I would have left to this country.
Yeah, Doctor, we'll come back to you. Thanks for your opening remarks. Let's also get the opening remark of Archbishop Fred Agedo.
Thank you, Agbola. Yeah, I would have loved just to listen to because they have actually captured my mind and the picture I already have in my head.
Okay.
But notwithstanding, you know, I always want to talk from the holistic angle.
Yes.
From the way God lays in my heart.
Yes.
I will tell you the truth that the people, the government of today, they are highly demonic. If they were not demonic, what they are doing to us, what they are doing to medical doctors that are living.
But I will interject. I would not like you to say demonic.
Demonic.
Okay, but I say you are not satisfied with their performance.
We on the spiritual angle, we talk about demons.
Yes.
Being used by devil, by Satan himself.
Yes.
So we call them demons.
Okay, but so, I don't want you to call the government.
Okay. Because this set of people, they are so clever. You know, when I say demon again, those who don't know God, who are highly demonic, they are more technically wise than this world. If you're an innocent man, if you're a spiritual person, you understand what I'm saying. That They studied everything, that poverty is not enough. If you want to destroy a nation, the best thing to do is to destroy the educational background. Is to destroy education of a nation. Then the country is gone. Because now they are discouraging the professors. They are discouraging people who are into research and all the rest. Now, you are also discouraging the workers, even children that have been crossing to Libya. And were they happy? One of the boys want to enter the sea one day that he called me. You know what he said? He said, God knows, if I am going on this journey that I know is a suicide mission, because I want to flex, I want to eat money because of woman, God, don't allow me to cross this river. But if I'm going to take away pains out of my father's eyes, Lord, see me through. Say, man of God, pray for me. What do you expect me to do at that point? I said, since you have a reason to cure the pains of your father and your mother, you will cross that sea. And he crossed. So you can see that a lot of persons are living, not because they are satisfied, not because they are happy, not if they have something to do, they will stay. Yeah. But there is no job. Insecurity is zero. You can imagine the latest kidnapping now. When they kidnap them, husband and wife, they start raping that woman in presence of the husband. How do you feel?
Very bad. Archbishop will come back to you. Just take a brief break now. It's always a delight to have you back on the program. It is 60 Minutes Nigeria, and we are glad that you found time to tune in and you're spending part of your 60 minutes with us. We're looking at brain drain and its impact on national development. But let me give you background information to this very topical issue that we are dissecting on the show today. Looking at brain drain with a depleting number of medical doctors, Nigeria will now spend more on medical tourism. Those who can afford it will seek medical help outside the shores of this country, and that's a negative development in the health sector. Brain drain cuts across many sectors and professions as funds are taken away from the country's economy to boost that of another country, as the best hands are outside the country. So that's the very negative scenario of brain drain. And that's the reason why the government must act fast to stem the tide. Nigeria must be developed, and we need these technocrats, we need these very well-trained professionals to actually contribute to the development of Nigeria. So I'll ask this question now, because Archbishop Fred Agedu said, yes, so many persons are discouraged. Now, let me ask you this. Now, don't you think it's better when any Nigerian is trained within the Nigerian universities, that they sign an undertaking to remain in the country and contribute for 10 years? For instance, a doctor, once you are trained, you are certified, you should sign an undertaking that you will remain in Nigeria for 10 years. Don't you think this kind of policy will help keep these highly trained professionals to help Nigeria?
My God, the question is quite ripe and so nice. Go to Libya. Libya doctors that are trained in Libya, they don't go outside Libya to work because of these the incentives that is given to them. Have you ever seen a Libyan man in Nigeria? They are not even in America because they have the best facility. They have everything that it takes. Gaddafi did that for them. When a young Libyan man is about to marry, there's a certain amount of money government paid to them. Even the farmers and the artisans. So if a doctor is well trained in Nigeria, you know, you didn't hear what the professor said.
I heard.
That we are training doctors that can read and write, that know what this thing in theory, but it's not their practical. And the leadership of ASUNA say, provide these things because we are better than those ones we are running to. And we can do it. In the world, you have the best surgeon. In America, as a Nigerian man. In Canada, the same thing. In United Kingdom, the same thing. These people are hungry of coming back home because there is no place like home. But our home has been destroyed by greed, by corruption, by insecurity, and every other thing. Finally, in the education, that where people are acquiring little knowledge, today it's even closed up. And the people that are closing it, the innocent people, the innocent Nigeria think the fault is on ASU. ASU is fighting for children yet unborn. And they are fighting for those who are graduating. And you graduate, you have the idea on theory, but the practical is not there. You get my son, as a matter of fact, is reading mechanical engineering in Edo State University. Do you know that university, which is private, have everything? They are strike now, that baby is there. My daughter is reading BS in nursing. She just graduated last Monday here. And she have everything. When if she's describing woman under labor and what they saw practically, it's like human being and all the rest. They're already dragging her now. Where she should come and work. That is private university. But in government university, you don't have that. And it's not everybody that have the opportunity to undergo this private university. Now, that's what they are. ASU is fighting for the less privileged. But now they are blackmail ASU that ASU is the problem. Are they the problem? If they go to court, ancestors and my God,
they are already in court.
ASU will win them.
Federal government has taken ASU to court, to the industrial court.
God Almighty will save them.
So we'll get to know the outcome of that. But let's come back to Professor Joe Bodio. I just asked the Archbishop that question. Don't you think it's germane? You train a professional, his science undertaking remains in Nigeria for 10 years, so he can contribute to the development of Nigeria before any thought of immigration.
For a lifetime, they can be there.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, that's a good question, but you know, there are two sides to it. The first thing you want to ask yourself, what is the investment of government in the training of that
person?
What is the investment? If government at any level didn't invest in training a citizen.
But so much is invested in government universities. That's the reason the tuition is far less than what is paid or what is obtainable in private universities. Is that not investment from government?
Well, admit that to some subsidy of fees.
Yes.
Highly subsidized.
Yes.
That is definitely there. We don't have any issue with that one. But you see, in subsidizing the fees, out of other areas of training, because when you subsidize school fees, you didn't subsidize the hostel accommodation and other charges that our students still pay. You still pay all these charges to get along in the training. And because you don't provide these materials, most of them are acquired by themselves. You find a student doing computer science has to buy his own computer himself. If there are 50 students in a class, let's say maybe 100, they have just 20 computers. Others have to augment by buying themselves. So the daytime government can insist on such what you call a bond. It happens, we have it in the system. The bond is if you give the child a scholarship. You see, we have indigent students who can't even pay. That money you think is subsidized and it's so small, and those cannot pay it. Which will make school fees 10,000, and those cannot still pay it.
Many families
will not go to university because of that, or only because of that. So the government has to come around scholarship. So you have a third fund and other.
Yes.
So in those days, even in the 70s, those of them are parents, 60s, parents who enjoyed Nigeria when Nigeria was Nigeria.
They were scholars.
Who had meal ticket and that. Those who traveled to train in Russia, Germany, and they were usually on scholarship. And then you can now extract a bond for them. Even in university too, as you speak now, when university trains you, or you apply for some fund, maybe scholarship, maybe third fund, which you want government has done, which you must give them credit for, because of this, before we had this disconnect. When you go for your training for PhD in university as a lecturer or a staff, when you are bond, when you come back with your PhD, you must serve for a period before you can even leave that university for another university, not even the country alone. If you invest, for example, which is my school, if we train you maybe in the department of computer science or any department, you go and do PhD in software engineering, some areas of engineering, just robotics, areas that are just emerging, and we go to Germany, wherever you become an expert. You're coming to university, you must even spend some time with doctors in university.
Before you leave.
You can live for even UI, which is another, not even the country alone.
Yes.
You have that system in place. But a blanket prohibition.
Yes.
Prohibition and saying you must stay 10 years like you
didn't train them.
but we are infringement
invest
on my constitutional rights. Those of the Nigerian constitution is there. I might want to call my fundamental rights, or what people call human rights, but actually more fundamental than human rights. Which means that you cannot restrict my movement. You can't restrict me. I'm a doctor and I feel I'm going to do well in Canada, I can go. do they think on this to provide the bishops incentives?
Every incentive needed.
If I'm going to earn so much, if what you're paying me in Nigeria is even up to a quarter or half of what my colleagues are earning in the UK,
I will decide to stay.
Or Russia, or whatever. And then if you give me the about security, because that aspect will not address insecurity. Is one of the reasons people are living insecurity. I'm not safe. I can't do my work. I don't want to do it. And then the economic downturn, policies, inflation. If you do not put this in place, if they are in place, if I know I'm a doctor, I'm in heaven. Why would I a doctor that likes Nigeria environment, the social life, the freedom we enjoy? I must admit a lot of freedom in this country, which we are abusing. A lot of freedom. I enjoy. Why would I go to Saudi Arabia? And then I'm going to be living. I'm a Christian. I'm going to be living
in one room.
In one pretending.
Yeah.
I want to drink.
You don't have freedom of movement.
Drink alcohol. This is normal. It's my right. It's my choice. I'm going to be hiding to drinking them.
And while you know in Nigeria you are very free to do this.
So because of money, I will live here.
You will bear that.
I'll be there for years because they have paid so much. I want to go to a country where there's racism. Because where these countries, I will talk about no matter how good they still have racism in them.
Yes.
I have to be top notch before they can recognize my exploits. When they recognize exploits, they will not even give you that credence and they give to a white person. So, like you said, no place like home. So it is the government that must create the incentive. And we're starting by the way you address lecturers, researchers, the health workers, even the artisans.
Okay.
Don't harass them. Give them that feeling of homeliness that they are at home. Appreciate their effort, however little it is. Don't make up that unless you're in government. You're in government, you're
a politician.
Political talk. Let's hit the name. So I will not leave my handwork, leave my training to
become a talk.
Clapping for you.
Yeah.
Every time I can have some sense of belonging.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Once you clear that haze,
yes.
who will not be running anywhere? So
okay.
To bond me or enslave me, because that kind of I know be like
okay.
Modern slavery.
Thank you.
In disguise.
Thank you, Dr. Meka. What's the way forward? Because we all have agreed that brain drain is detrimental to the development of any country. Yeah. So what's the way forward?
It's like, you know what is in my mind.
Okay.
I was expecting this question. The way forward is not just for me and you alone, it's for our nation, Nigeria.
Yes.
2023 is coming. When you stay in a very dark house for so long, you will start seeing. No matter how dark.
Yes.
You will be able to see where you will march and escape or go out. Nigeria has been in the dark for about 8 good years, and now our eyes are getting very open. The light is coming. 2023 is a solution for the remaining professionals, skills, not to start moving out of the nation again. And for those who go out to return back. Because no matter where they are, like Prof said, and the Archbishop also said things like that, no place like home. No matter where they are, when they see that things are working well again in our nation, blessed nation, you know, I keep saying it, that Nigeria will be better again. I keep saying it. And by the grace of God, we're getting there.
Okay.
They will return back. And how do we get this done? In 2023, I will say this, and whether you agree with me or not, I'm sure my colleagues here in this discussion will agree. In 2023, I will not be looking at a political party to cast my vote. We have majorly 3 presidential candidates. I am not going to tell you to vote for whether Atuko or Tunumbu or Obi, or let's join Kwankoso. I'm going to tell you to extray them, extray 4 of them. You've known them before today. You've been hearing about them before today. You should be able to go back to history of where they have functioned in one way or the other. In 2023, out of 4 of them, let God direct you. Nigerians, let God direct us. Let our spirit be open to agree on what is right. if we get it right in voting the right person to the office according to God's leading. Because most time we complain and cry, and God will say, okay, remain there because it was your choice. It happened in the midst of Israelites. He said, I gave you a leader of your choice. That is God for you. He will not impose anyone for you. You will choose. So Nigeria, if we choose right in 2023, I don't think our children will start running away to leave us. I don't think our best in the nation, medical doctors, professors in different categories, will begin to leave our home to other countries and begin to render the best of what they need outside.
Whereas you are enslaving yourself.
While you are enslaving yourself. So let's get it right. It's one of the way forward. Then number two, I want to also advise the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, not to take side in 2023.
No, he has already made a policy on that. He has made a statement on that.
Okay, I'm coming, sir.
Yes.
I'm coming, sir. I want to re-challenge him because it is more of doing than saying. It's more of doing than saying. The governors, listen, it is, even if you were elected in a particular political platform, there is something we should know about this leadership. It is no longer the particular platform you were elected. It is now about the people. President Muhammad Buhari is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not a president of APC. Godwin Obaseki is the governor of Edo State, not a governor of PDP. Let's come to get it right. Because the road he awarded and it was properly done, no more erosion to enter people's house. That road, APC passed the road. PDP passed the road.
That's true.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So it's no longer just a governor of a particular party. We should take this out of our mind.
Father of the nation, you mean?
Father of the nation.
Yeah.
We should get this out of my mind. This is out of our mind. This is the only way forward. When the government get it right, get things right, fix things right. In the education, they get all the facilities needed, and our children are well trained, and they get it upstairs. And when they are trying to deliver whatever they learn, they deliver it accurately. We won't complain here.
Okay.
We won't complain.
Dr. Emeka, will come back to you.
Thank you.
Archbishop, what is the way forward? Because we can't continue like this.
I would say if
we need to keep our best.
If I had opportunity to employ Dr. Emeka and Professor to be my pastors, I would have been so glad because they are so godly in what they are saying, and they are very accurate.
Yes.
I love you so much.
Thank you.
The Bible says when the righteous is on the throne of leadership,
People rejoice.
people rejoice.
Yes.
But when the wicked one is there,
The people cry.
the people mock. I don't know what Nigeria is passing through now, whether they are rejoicing or they are mourning. So if you are mourning, to God be the glory. If you are rejoicing, to God be the glory. But how did we get here?
The way forward.
If we not get here and we not see that it's not good, what is the way forward? The way forward is to engage ourselves in prayers. One. Two, we pray that the next leader that is coming in 2023 should have a listening ear and God-fearing. Because the devil come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. But Jesus came to do what? To give us life and
more abundantly.
So his prayer is that the next way out, and I pray that those who are in the place of authority now, who feel they have arrived, they should know that everything that God gives to man is time and season. Very soon, they will see the vanity of the position they are holding.
Bishop, sir.
So,
Bishop, sir. Prayer in one side, PVC
in another side. So the choice that is coming, the choice that is coming. You know, in my last broadcast in this place, I prophesy as a prophet that I see a ceremony coming where those who fix the ceremony may not be able. It's like a flower in the house of a rich man. Few days to the ceremony, the flower were cut down. They were there when it was announced. They were there when it was planned, but they did not get there. I said so, and I said another thing, that the nation called Nigeria, by 1st of October, there is going to be change of event. That is next month. 1st of October, that agreement was entered. Nigeria will be expired. And I said, you know, you were correcting so many things, but prophetically,
I was a witness.
Just watch and see what is going to happen by next month. The move you are going to see in our nation, Nigeria, you will know that there is a spirit controlling a country called Nigeria. Because Nigeria have just got their freedom now.
Okay, that one is too spiritual for us. Yeah, we need to bring it.
Nigeria and Africa has got their freedom. Amen. So 2023, nobody, even me, Archbishop, I'm going to be in the street. We will so mobilize and make a choice of who become. And God knows who is going to become. Because we have experienced the light and darkness. We should know the one that is better. We should choose the one that is better. We are going to make a choice. And in making this choice, I am telling everybody, listen to the prophet. Everybody needs a prophet. Nigeria is on a journey. You need a prophet for a guide. Then look for Archbishop Fred.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, your closing remark, Professor Joe Modio, and it has to be the way forward. Yeah, your closing remark, yes.
The way forward, well, I think what I get from them, without going to the detail of political,
yes,
like I said, informed choice is informed choice.
Yes.
The way to informed choice as to who you think will do better in next election.
Yes.
But I think the idea is that good governance,
yes,
good governance, and then with checks. We are hoping that we're not just electing a good president now, we should have a good legislature that will act as a check, that will make laws that will enhance good governance, laws that will enhance probity and accountability.
Yes.
You recall that in this government, this present election, somebody came to move a bill that there should be a bill to stop our elected officers from going abroad for medical tourism. We should also, all public officers elected should not allowed to put their children to private universities within or outside the country. They should go to public universities. As a matter of fact, they should go to public secondary schools. If we have that kind of law, I'm sure that attention will be given to our public universities and of course to our public institutions. That kind of law is doable, it's workable. It's really workable if you have an independent legislature that is effective and wants to act as a check and balance. Once you don't have that, even if you are a vote an agent next year,
that will still be a problem.
The national assembly that wants to work with the person, they are going to frustrate him. They are going to put strictures in a way that will create problems for them, that there will be no good governance. If you want to fight corruption, they will block it. If you want to fight insecurity, they will create conflict. There will be more, there will be saboteurs. So what we want is good governance. It should be holistic. And not just at the federal level, not at the state level, even at the government level. For example, why don't we have government elections in some states? Why are some states not having their autonomy, or the local government no autonomy? If you do not do all these things, there will be urban drift. The brain drain starts from people living in the village to the
moving
cities,
to the city,
from the cities moving to the bigger one, Lagos and Abuja.
From there to overseas,
to wherever
they want to go.
Okay. The reason is bad governance. Bad governance at every level. That can be addressed by the electoral process next year, of course, deepening the law and our institutions.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Closing remarks, Dr. Emeka Ekuga. Closing remarks.
I prayed along with Bishop, and I come to believe. You see, there was a case in the Bible, too much famine, and God said through a prophet, so day, there will be food in the land. And some men on the gate said, even if God come down, will he come to pass? And before you know it, God being God, proved himself as a God. And those who doubted,
they only saw it with their eyes.
They didn't eat from it. I want to say to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to Nigerians, the word of God still stands. He sent forth his word. It can never be broken. I want to encourage you, do the right thing. If you refuse, you will see it, you will not partake to it.
Thank you very much. A quick one. Bishop, quick one.
Any other thing?
Okay.
Nigeria is on a journey.
Okay.
We are before the Red Sea. We now need a deliverer, a prophet, to help us pray that the Red Sea should part.
Thank you.
Should we go back to Egypt or we go to the land of promise? So if we are thinking of land of promise, you need a prophet. Now, if you need a prophet, you don't have any. Archbishop, prophet said that.
Thank you. This place is not for you to talk about yourself.
I want to join every one of us to one more time congratulate Isama of the League.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, our father.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
And God bless you.
God bless you.
More life with good health.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
We celebrate you for even this establishment where we are able to air out certain things. May God bless you. Your reign, your time, your eye will not grow dim. In Jesus Christ's name.
Amen. Thank you very much. So that's a huge one. Congratulations to the Isama of Benin. Isama at 88. Congratulations. That's the show. I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. If you did, keep a date with me. By God's grace, next week, we'll be looking at another national issue. Until then, have a fantastic weekend ahead. Bye-bye.